guys, welcome to She Will Rise, episode 1. I'm here with my sister, Catherine Figueroa.
Woo! Play.
So for episode 1, I wanted to do with my sister, and I had the opportunity to do it a few weeks ago in Florida. We weren't able to do it, and then she surprised me and came up here to help me out with a few things, and then we said, oh my gosh, we have to record. So here we are. Before we completely start going into our episode 1, which is called Sister Sister, I want to just quickly read the Bible verse that inspired She Will Rise. It is Psalms 46:5, and the first half of the verse truly spoke to me. Just completely spoke to me. I didn't even need confirmation from anybody. I just said, this is exactly what needs to be read every time I open an episode. So Psalms 46:5 reads, God is within her, she will not fall. So simply just the first half of this verse made me go back to my own Instagram profile, and I read what I have in my bio that I've had since I've opened Instagram, and it says she will lift others up because she knows what it's like to fall down, something like that. So I've had that there for many years with, I think, a sunflower. And when I read this verse and I put this all together, and all of a sudden I look at my IG and I'm like, oh my God, it's like completely panic mode. My husband was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, you will not believe. Simple to him, but it was amazing to me. It was like, yes, this is meant to be. So this is my sister, and we're going to speak a little bit about our relationship, about our dynamic, our little duo-ness, because we're a total duo. If we could become one person, we would do it, because it'd just be easier instead of be like, do you remember that? No, we're just one person. Everything just flows, happens. It's just it. That's it. Done, right? So, my sister to me is very important. I always say she's like one of the biggest parts of my heart. My husband, my mother, my daughter, yes. My sister, though, is like a huge space in there. We've always been there for each other. We've had our sister moments. We've fought, we've cried together. And I can never say that.
Plenty fighting.
On a cruise ship.
Plenty
Long story
fighting.
short, that's for another day.
Yeah.
I feel like I could never find someone better to fit as my sister. Like, there's just no one out there that could say, like, if I didn't have her as a sister, maybe so. Like, no one else would honestly beat my sister. And but we're not sisters by blood. But yet again, like I said, no one else could be my sister. Not even I think like my blood sister, I would be like, no. It's just I feel like she's out here. So I just feel like, God's purpose and plan was always for us to be sisters.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, we didn't have to share parents.
Yeah.
We didn't have to share blood. Like, it just doesn't need.
Our parents basically only got married
just for God to like
that we could be
sisters, because
like God was like, fine, you guys can marry each other because I really need them to be sisters.
Because otherwise, like, I don't know, I would have probably found you on IG like, you're so cool, like, you want to hang out? This is my sister. Like, somehow it would have happened. But so she's not my biological sister. Our parents are been married since she was, I don't even know. We were very little. Like, she's always been my sister. That's it. Like, day one, she was my sister. I didn't care. And, I feel like at times, like, I look at her and I'm like, if we only looked like alike a little more, like, I would really be like, just, but it's like, it's not there.
We're looking like,
well, what? Merge the faces. We have a little lingo.
Face
okay.
swap.
But I feel like it's a perfect friendship, relationship, sisterhood.
Yeah,
in my
sure.
eyes. Our creativity, like our little language, like as mothers, as like, I feel like it's just
because I feel
really
like
great.
we are like the same person.
That's why I say if we could be one person, right? Like, it would be.
But at the same time, there's like, like we're different in like the greatest ways.
Right.
Because I feel like where I'm like weak in my like personality or like my mind, she's like very strong in that and like very like in that, and then where she may like waver, I'm very like, no, what are you gonna do about it?
Like, where she's the hippie mom, I'm like, no, stop it. She's like, okay, I guess. And then where I'm like the whatever mom, she's like, no, like, it's just Like, we could totally parent, like, our
Yeah.
kids together. Like, if our husbands...
This is getting really
like,
dangerous.
if our husbands had to go, like, to war, God forbid,
we
like,
would
we would
together.
hold it down. Like,
For
we
sure.
got this.
So, it's so funny that, like, God does that, you know?
Yeah.
He, like, puts people together and builds relationships. And I feel like I hate... Well, I loathe, I very much dislike saying, like, my stepsister.
Yeah, I think...
Or, like, whatever.
I have never said my stepsister. And if
No.
someone has said, oh, your stepsister, it's like...
Who's that?
Like,
Who's
I don't...
that?
Like, that's not in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, it's just...
New number, who this?
New number, who this?
No, so I feel like I never have said that, and, like, the times that people are like, wait, do you guys have the same dad? Or, like, they were trying to break it down.
Like, yeah, we have the same parents, don't worry about it.
I'm like, yeah,
Just-
we do.
just
Or if I'm, like, explaining it, they're like, oh, so it's really your stepsister. But
Like,
I'm like,
no,
no,
it's my
it's
sister.
really my sister. Like, that's just how it is. And I feel like God created that, like, bond since before we even knew or were even probably born. He, like,
Yeah.
already knew what relationships, you know, you need or that we needed.
Right.
And same for people watching, like, whatever relationship you need in your life, like, God already has that planned.
Right. Like, I can literally remember the first time we ever, like, played together. Do you remember? At Fifa's house?
Yeah.
Remember? So, she had this long, ridiculous long hair, right? Like, very long hair. And, my mom said, you know what, her hair was way too long. She was pregnant with Ralphie. Let's just cut her hair.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let's just cut her hair. So, I saw her, like, at home, whatever, at the house. But we didn't get to hang out. I don't know why. I think you were at grandma's house and I saw you. But, I just saw you quickly and something like that. And then the next time I was with my dad, and we went to, like, a family, like, birthday party or something, a gathering. I'm not sure. It was, like, summertime, though, I think.
Yeah.
And where all the kids are playing around, and she's, like, you know, didn't really know, like, anyone in the family yet. And so she came up to her. I was like, let's go play. So I remember Mom was like, yeah, go, you know. And, like, I thought she was so cute because I remember always seeing her, like, with this long hair, like, just in pictures because I didn't get to hang out with her. And then I was like, oh, so we're talking. And then we started playing tag, remember? Because she had that big yard.
Yeah.
So we were, like, hiding behind the cars and stuff. And that was it. Like, she was my sister.
I was like, okay,
That was it,
that's
you know.
nice.
But we've gone through so much. Like, you know, growing up, we were so close.
Yeah.
You know, I would take her to church with me, take her to, like, youth camps and stuff. Like, you know, our parents have a great relationship. Like, my mom, my stepmom, my dad, like, fantastic relationship. So always allowed us to do so much together, like, be able to go places together, take her places together, things like that, you know. So that was always fantastic. And so growing up, we always had a great relationship. And then I moved away, so it was so hard. So I even used to pay for her cell phone so I can be able to call her whenever I wanted to.
Yeah.
And then
I
she
didn't
would
answer though.
And then she would never answer me.
'Cause
And I would
busy.
literally call her at least once a week
I was busy.
and
I
leave her
was
a
like,
message.
oh, I'm sorry, texting.
Texting. So you would text, like, the T9 text. She would, like, text like this. Like, she wouldn't even look at the screen. Like, yeah, I'm just texting. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, don't
Full
call,
messages.
text.
So
That needs to be a gift. Like, don't call, text.
So I would literally call her, and once a week, probably leave her a message. Like, I'm going to disconnect your phone. If you, I'm
And then I would call
the
you.
only reason that you have a cell phone is because I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know. So moved away. You know, I would see her often, which was fantastic. Talk every day, which I feel like maybe when we're super busy, one of us sick, the kids are sick, maybe if we don't talk, like, every day, or, like, at least a little text. But literally, we talk every day.
We really do.
Like, we literally FaceTime multiple times a day, you know what I mean? And it's not only like, hey, what are you doing? Most of the time it is, but it's always like, oh my God, I read this Bible verse, I heard this story, oh my God, this message, or like verdict, or like this, or like that. Like, you know, there's always that moment, like, oh my God, I'm reading this book, you have to read it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to start reading it. Totally get forgetting, and she reminds me, look at this book. Like, I'm no longer a reader, it's bad. I have to start reading it.
She's gonna read.
But, you know, it's always something there. Like, even if I'm having a bad day, she's having a bad day, it's always, you know, we talk so often. So even at that age, being young, and I was like 19, we talked every day. Mm-hmm. So as time went on, you know, her growing up, go through high school, I was living in New Jersey and her living in Florida. We were always so close. Mm-hmm. Never really, like, faded away, but, you know, things happen in life. So my husband and I, when we were dating way back when, we were engaged, we were going to get married, things happened, we broke up, went to crazy. Right before it all happened, I remember my sister, I used to still pay for her cell phone, I think, at that time. Yeah. I was calling her. It was like, you know, I was wedding planning. She was like putting my maid of honor, I was in destination wedding, all these crazy things. And she wasn't answering me, she wasn't texting me. And our parents were going through crazy time. So they had gone through a divorce, separation, just took a toll, I think, on all of us.
Yeah.
Our little brother. And me being the oldest, I felt like maybe understood it more, and me being away. But for them, it was hard. They were younger. They were living in the home that separated, you know what I mean? I never lived there, but, I was there all the time. Like, I literally would leave work and be like, I'm at my dad's house, like 16, like just hanging out all the time. And so they went through that, and we were always, you know, we were like each other's rock through it. You know what I mean? Like, she would call me and she would cry, this happened today. And like, my dad would call me and talk to me, that I would talk to her. Like, it was always, so they went through their thing. And then they got back together. Glory be to God, because only God could have made that happen, because
Lord knows
it
our
was,
Father.
it was messy. It was never a point where anyone was dangerous, like danger or anything like that.
Oh, we would have to share that story. You would have to share that story.
But it was, but a lot happened. So that drew us closer, and as a family, my dad would call me and be like, I'd be like, where's Catherine? And he would, I remember it was like a week and a half. You know what? Just talk to her. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm like, okay, I guess. So it was like weird. Something was going on, and I'm like, what are you planning? So finally, she answers the phone. And she's like, hey. I'm like, I remember being in the car with John Eric. Like, we were still together. We hadn't gone through our breakup yet, when we were engaged. But I remember this, I'm like going off in a tangent. She's crying hysterically. I said, girl, why are you crying? I'm like, what's wrong with you? Emily, I'm pregnant. I said, you're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. I was like, you're lying. You're lying to me. And John Eric's driving. He's like, what? I'm like, she says she's pregnant. She's such a liar. Anything to like get out of like
An excuse.
Any excuse to like not talk to me.
Because I'm pregnant.
So you were 19, right? She was 19,
yeah.
And I'm like, you're a liar. Like, I just never like, we're just not. Was kind of, I don't know. I just thought that would never just happen to us. We used to always joke around. Remember those like fake bellies that we had. But
we predestined
like
that
summers, like full blown summers of watching Dawson's Creek, but then we'd like play around, like
fake
bellies.
First of all, the summer before, I feel like you remember, we watched In the Womb, a 10-hour documentary about pregnancy.
So the summer before that, I was there, and we watched it twice.
Yes.
Within a week.
It was like about literally it was about like sex, getting pregnant, and then having the child. Like the whole
process. Like, oh my God. And the first, they call the fourth trimester, which is like the first, few weeks with the baby at home. Like, we learned everything. We were like mamas. We were ready for it, right? So here she goes. She's like, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, stop lying. I'm like screaming at her. And the more I'm screaming, the more she's crying. And I was like, what is happening? And I'm flipping out. And then finally, she's like, I'm not lying to whatever. I was like, I can't believe this. I don't know what to say. She had to go. Hung up. Michael, who's her husband and Kylie's father, text me, and I'm like, I know the reason I had his number is because you guys were dating, and like, I don't know, he just wanted to be my friend. I hadn't met him yet. So he's like, she's not lying. I'm like, she has him lying for her. Like, he's like, spinning this web with her, so she has the excuse of why she doesn't talk to me in a week. Fine, whatever. I'm like, whatever, this dude. So I go home. I remember going home, going to sleep, waking up in the morning, and the first thing I did open my eyes was call my dad. I knew he was going to lie to me. I knew Dad's emotions would get to him. I knew Dad was going to break down and like, and tell me he was going to blow the whistle. So I literally remember rolling over in the morning, and the first thing I remember, it was like the conversation I had with her. And I'm like, so crazy. So call my dad. My dad's like, confirms it. We're crying, all this stuff. We're crying. She's crying. Finally, I called her because I believed her now. And it was crazy. It was crazy. And I'm like, here I am. And she's like, I can't even go to your wedding. I was like, oh my God, like, and then, so much emotions going. So we had, we were talking all the time because, she was going through it. I had talked to, my little brother, see how he was doing about it. It was just, it was happening. Fine. Me and John Eric go through it a little bit. A few months later, after I find out, we break up our engagement. We're like 3 months away from getting married. I'm devastated. Didn't see it coming. I feel like in Bly said I was in love. I was so involved with like planning the wedding. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see the breakup happening. And it happened. It is what it is. At this point, it is what it is. At that point, it was not. It is what it is. It was the devastation of my life, obviously. I didn't know what to do with myself. Like, you feel and you know that you're going to be with this person for the rest of your life. And they're like, I don't want to be with you anymore. What are you going to do? So, and somehow I got let go from my job. That, like, 2 days before he breaks up with me, I get fired. How? Like, my manager was still asking me, like, a few months after I had seen her after I got fired. She's like, I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. I still does not explain. And I know now that if the only reason I needed to take a break, like, God was like, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
So you need to not have a job so you can do what you have to do to heal. Even though I didn't take my time to heal right away. I stubbornly did all the wrong things, but that's for a later story. So I didn't know what to do with myself. So I grabbed all my stuff, I packed a bag, and I flew to Florida. Like 2 days after the breakup. And I fly to Florida, and my dad happens to leave on a cruise. Remember?
Yeah.
Dad lives on a cruise, and Mom and Dad left me his car, and Dad was so devastated because, we knew what was going on, but he had to leave. Obviously, I'm not going to tell him to stay home. So my sister is staying home with my brother. I happen to be coming. I fly in, and Catherine picks me up with Michael, which is her husband. She's pregnant. So I'm thinking my sister and me are going to have our moments. We're going to heal. We're going to talk. Like, we're going to talk about what's going on with her. She's going to talk about what's going on with me. She's going to help me. She's going to be there for me. She's going to be my sister. But she had a lot going on, too. You know what I mean? At that moment, I didn't see it that way. And I feel like she didn't see it my way either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I feel like it was really hard for us. Like, really hard for us. But she picked me up. I'm so excited. Her and Michael and Ralphie were in the car, picked me up at the airport, get home. And I get home, and I take out my suitcase from the car. And I see Michael takes out his suitcase from the car, remember? I'm like, Michael, I don't know you. Why are you coming over here? So Michael was going to stay in the house with us because, she's pregnant. Ralphie's there, wants to hang out with us. Why not? Mm-hmm. I had no idea. But that wasn't my plan. Catherine's plan was like, it's time for all of us to, like, maybe, like, I think she thought, like,
wrong
distraction.
Timing, okay?
Wrong timing. Yeah. Wrong timing.
Michael, you're going to love my sister.
I'm going to love my sister. We're going to hang out. We're going to cook together. We're going to go out. We're going to have, like, game night.
And my sister was like...
Negative. So Emily was very unhappy. So I literally went to my dad's room for, like, 3 days. All I did was sleep. People calling me. I didn't eat anything. Michael was like, "Do you want to eat?" He was trying to be nice to me. And I'm like, "No, I don't want anything." And I wasn't trying to be mean to him. I was just trying to, like, I just needed my time by myself. Mm-hmm. Or my sister. But she was doing her own thing. So after, like, day 3... she comes in the room with laundry. I'm like, get the heck out of here. It's my dad's laundry. So I'm like, girlfriend, why are you putting my dad's laundry? She comes into my dad's room. And I'm like sleeping like in the dark. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon probably.
Yes.
And I literally had eaten crackers. Like the part of the 3 days, I'd eat just crackers. Like that was my coping. But
she had vanished. I couldn't even see her.
The skirt that I wore there, I wore it home and it fell off of me. It was so bad because I just did not eat. I was just not eating. I was literally just drinking Gatorade. So girl. So my sister comes in and she's mad at this point because I'm not even really interacting with her. I'm mad because she hasn't even asked me what happened, what's going on. She comes in like a stormtrooper, like rah, rah, rah. It's like dark in the room, turning the lights on, putting things away in the closet. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, nothing. You're like, nothing, whatever. She's like slamming things. She slams the closet door and she slams the door.
Cut. I'm also very hormonal at
so
this
right,
moment.
She's pregnant. You're like 4, almost 5 months pregnant.
Yeah.
With a little pudge. And then I remember I got to the airport. I get in the car and I hug you. And Michael's like, look at her belly. I'm like, bro, I've got things happening. You know what I mean? But I was so excited to see her belly too. But I was just at that moment, I was just happy to see my sister. I kind of forgot,
Yeah.
So anyway, so she's really hormonal. I'm over here in my emotions, going through my own things. Apparently starving because I was hungry. And she gives me attitude. My sister and me have always had, I remember I was small. Like, when she was small. Like, I said I would go get something from the shelf. She'd be like, I'm like, why are you scared of me? Like, you think I want to beat you? Like, if we used to, like, fist fight 24/7. No. So, she was, like, running to her room, like stomping. And I'm like, hello, I'm trying to talk to you. I try to go in her room, and she, like, pushes me out the door. And, like, shoves me. She's like, whatever. She's, like, yelling at me, cursing at me. Ralphie's, like, in the living room. And so I pushed my way through. And she hit me.
Where did I hit you?
You hit me in the face. You went, and you ran away. I was so enraged. I said, first of all, my sister has never hit me. Like, she's never, like, tried to come at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In anger, especially. Not just, like, you know what I mean? Like, in anger. Like, in legit, like, fury. And that just set me off. Because I'm trying to tell her, like, I'm going through my own thing, too. You're not here for me. And she's not hearing it. And she's like, we want to spend time with you. And I'm trying to explain to me. So that just got me furious. And I said to her, your face ain't pregnant. And I hit her. I did. You remember?
She did.
So I hit her. And then she gets mad, so she grabs me. So then I grab her. And we're literally fighting. And my little brother comes running. Because if I'm 22, Ralphie's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's young.
So Ralphie's 12. And here he comes running to stop us. Whoever it was separated. Like, your sister. Ralphie's like, your sisters. You guys can't do this.
Aww.
Ralphie was so little.
He's like, your sisters.
Your sisters.
No, he hates us.
No, he doesn't like us at all.
He really doesn't.
I really
Just kidding.
Don't
He
know
does.
why.
He's just...
No, but like, you know, he was like, your sisters and blah blah. So I'm still screaming out. She's screaming, like she's kicking at me, like trying to hit me still. And I was like, that was it. I grabbed my suitcase, I packed my stuff, and I was gonna stay at my aunt's house. And then I go outside, and we're yelling at each other, like yelling at each other, like outside, like we're in the ghetto.
Yeah, we weren't though.
We weren't, for sure. So we're yelling at each other. She's pregnant. I'm mad. It's hot and muggy. It's just like, it's June. It was just not like the best time. And I remember, and I still get emotional thinking about this because I love Kylie. I was like, that baby will never be anything to me. Like, I literally told her she will never be anything to me. I don't care about that baby. Because I was so angry. You have tissue, girlfriend? I was so angry. And I was like, she'll never be anything to me. You're not my real sister. That was the first time ever in existence that anything like that came out of me. And I didn't really feel. It was just the anger and frustration. And none of this is waterproof, y'all. So and
sadness.
And
like
sadness. It was a lot. We were both going through a lot, you know. So whatever. I kept saying angry things, and she was so mad. She kept going. Arr! I'm like, this baby gonna fall out of her. Like, she was so upset. And Ralphie's still telling us, your sisters, you know. So I just grab my stuff and I get in the car and I go to my aunt's house, and I was like, I can't with her, and blah 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 blah. The next day, parents call. They come back from the cruise. Ralphie calls me. Our brother calls. He's like, please come home because I don't want mom and dad to know what happened, and trying to diffuse the situation, trying to make everything like copacetic, you know. And I was like, no, I don't care. That's the longest we've ever been mad at each other. Ever. Never ever happened again. So I stayed at my aunt's house. My dad's calling me, like, come over and stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna go over there. She's there. You know what I mean? And it was like a few days, maybe 2 days. And I saw her. And I'm there. I'm sitting on the couch, and your mom comes and starts talking to us, like, get your sister, blah, blah, blah. And then they tell me that Catherine is getting married that day. Or no, the next day. I was like, what? And disclaimer, I'm not crying because it hurts me. I cry because I think about that Emily. Like, I always go back to the moments that I was vulnerable or hurt. I think about, I want to hug her. I want to help her. I want to be there for her. You know, I wish someone would have, like, someone in my position now would have been like, hey, girl, come here. Let's talk. What's going on? Let's be real. Let's be raw. This is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm going to do this. This is why I'm going to keep up with this. This is why this is going to be my thing. This is why this is my ministry. So, Catherine's getting married. I just went through a breakup 6 days ago. And I'm like, okay, that's happening. Like, it kind of was like, what? But I didn't get, like, upset or emotional. It was just weird. Like, wait, girlfriend, you're getting married? Like, you know, she was pregnant. Michael stepped up to the plate. Like, you know, dad wasn't happy, but, you know, it had to happen. And God's plans, we don't understand. 90% of the time. 90% of the time, we would not understand. We're like,
100, girl, 100, whatever.
Girl, 100, 100. We don't understand. Don't look at my clip. And, but that's just how it was going to happen. So, Catherine goes, we go, really simple.
First of all, parentheses. I tried on my first communion dress.
I have this picture of her pregnant in a white first communion dress.
But I was 9.
Like, it fit her. Like, if I would have zipped it,
I could have got married.
Taken off the sleeves, right? I put a little bit of, to make it a little poofier. Cause
it was the most beautiful wedding dress.
It was totally like T-length almost, right?
It was.
It was, because, you know, she was long. It was long at that time. Before, when you wore it, when you were like 8, whatever. So 9. So when she wore it again for almost as a wedding dress.
Okay.
Girl, it was popping.
It was so popping. It was off the shoulder, girl. It was
perfect.
Rhinestones, girl. It was cute.
And we're back. So she's getting married. We go with the little, you know, simple ceremony. Family, super cute. Kathy was there.
Mm-hmm.
Her BFF.
My best probably.
Jeremy was hilarious. Jeremy was the whole ceremony commenting.
He objected.
He was under the table objecting. It was the best thing I've ever seen.
was great.
So here I am on the side. So I was going to be the witness. I was the witness.
So my maid of honor.
My maid of honor. Yeah. Here I am. I'm wearing black dress.
She's mourning.
Black dress, y'all. Okay? Just so you know.
R.I.P. Michael.
R.I.P. Michael. So here I am in the middle of her ceremony. I sat on the side and I'm crying and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying. Because I'm like, I'm supposed to be getting married. Like, what is happening? Like, what is this? Like, I'm supposed to have this wedding. All of a sudden, like, I'm here. Like, and it was also perfect that I happened to be there. So might as well, like, get married with my sister there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we had kiss and made up. Like, we always have. Like,
I offered her ice cream.
Or a cookie. It was usually an Oreo. We typically Oreo.
Yeah.
You want a little Oreo? Okay. Moment over. That was typically for everything. Any little argument would have, like, no, this is pink, no, it's purple. When Oreo, whatever. Nobody cares what the color was anymore. So we had made up. So she was at the wedding. Here I am crying. Time goes on. I came back and I went through my own stuff, trying to heal and stuff. She becomes a mom. Love of my life, Miss Kylie Jade. I love her. Looks just like her. And I feel like that moment of us being upset at each other, it was like the weirdest thing ever. Like, I've never been that mad at you that long. Like, I can't be like, I don't know. Like, you could literally, I don't know, call me whatever you want. I'd be like, whatever, this is fine. We'll be fine later. Mm-hmm. And so we went through that really hard time together. She becomes a mom. I've gotten married. You know, she's had another child. I've had a baby. And I feel like as time goes on, as older we get, the closer we get. Like, even when mom and dad separated, it was never, ever, ever even brought up, thought about, mentioned, not by us, that we would have never not be sisters. Yeah. Like, that wasn't an option. Like, no. Like saying, like,
I was like, mom, dad, crazy.
Like, right. They crazy. Like, it was never, I don't know. It's like, it was just never anything that was said, like, oh, one day we may not be so close. No. It was never like that. And, you know, and even throughout that, you know, going on, and we just got closer with Kylie being around and me still going. It took me a long time. This is another video. A long time for me to heal from what I was going through at that time. And we've both learned and have grown so much since then. And so much has happened even in our sisterhood. What do you call it?
I feel like in the beginning it started like, I feel like we've always been close, but I feel like right now this is the most like,
well, you know, like we're moms,
close, or like like symmetric, like our lives are really symmetrical right now. I feel like before it was like, I saw it was more like you were older and like cooler. But like you always never made me feel like, well, I'm older than you. You got
never.
It was more like, oh my gosh, blah blah. We'd still like talk about things, but there was a little bit more boundaries.
Right. Yeah.
Like different boundaries.
Yeah.
And like more like guardian. Like I knew my sister was gonna protect me. I knew I could like run to her if like something was going on. Right. Like even when like things happen with our parents, I feel like before it even came out, you know, publicly, I was kind of like, I think this is happening.
Right, like, and we, like, discussed this. We would, like, literally having our full-blown, like, mediation, like, what our parents' mediation was going to go through, like, that, we had it already.
We already know.
So, like, one of the quotes, right now that you just said something, reminded me of it. It says, that I wanted to read something simple, but I feel like it's totally us. It says, you and I are sisters. Always remember that if you fall, I will pick you up. After finish laughing.
So true. So true. Because I know, like, okay, so this is just an example. When Kylie was a baby, I had to take her to the hospital once. I feel like, I was by myself, too. I don't know why. She had, like, a fever. She was throwing up. I don't know. It was, like, probably one of, like, the most scary moments in my life because I was a new mom. I was literally, like, a college student. Like, I wasn't, like, nobody and nothing in my mind, and I was like, what is happening? Like, I'm gonna let this kid die. I'm too young for this. I should, you know. So before I even called my husband, I literally called my sister.
Was it when she fell and cracked her head?
No. Okay. It was like when she was baby. I was like screaming, crying, and she was like, listen, you need to listen. You need to put your pants on, relax, get to the hospital, and call me when you're there. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm freaking out. Why can't you be here right now? And she's like, listen, I'm not there, but I'm here. You're fine. You can do this. And I got to the hospital, and I called her. I'm like, everything's fine. She's just, she has a cold or something like super minuscule.
She's congested.
But I feel like that's like, that is like when you fall, like, we'll laugh about it, whatever. Right. But like, we always know like what to say and stuff.
Right.
But in that topic, I feel like I've never like replayed that fight. I don't feel like we've even talked about it really in person.
No, we've joked about it a lot. We're sisters. We used to make fun of Ralph. You're a sister. You're a sister.
Which
he
is
gets
so
so mad
mean,
because he was like being so sweet and trying to like help us out.
Diffuse.
And we're like, trying to diffuse, and we're like make fun of him.
But I feel like now, like reflecting on that time and stuff, I was like in a place of like selfishness also because I was like, what am I doing? What's happening? Like, I'm literally having a baby. This is out of control.
I kept telling her, you're trying to play Ken and Barbie while I'm suffering in Dad's room.
Yeah. And I mean, it was never like, oh my God, I'm so excited at that moment. It was scary and it was like real and I was like, what are we gonna do? Like, what is happening? And I feel like I didn't take a moment to be like, oh crap, like my sister's world has turned upside down also. So, I want to say sorry.
Aww.
For not being there at that moment because I wish I was.
Because you've been there at other moments that have surpassed that. You were there when I got married.
I swear God did that. Okay, God made me pregnant, y'all. So I could be at the wedding.
That's okay.
But
it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's okay. Because, like I said, we've healed past things and we cry for the girls we were.
Yeah.
Because, they need somebody, but they're okay now, right? And, like, we're in a place right now, talking about how we're, like, in the same, we're, like, parallel.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
both,
symmetrical.
Like, symmetrical.
We're hexagons.
We're hexagons and octagons. Octagon triangle. Roundings, long.
I can't.
So we're in a place where like we're coming into like our own. Like I'm 30, it took me a little bit. We're moms, we're wives, we're happy in our marriage. We are seeking God now in a different way, and we're not going by how our parents,
taught us,
not because it's wrong, because we're no longer like, okay, I'm going to church because mommy wants me to go. Obviously, we're going because we're adults and we want to be there, and we're seeking Him, and we pray because we know we have to. It's a personal thing, We're doing our things, creativity. Like we're both very creative. Mm-hmm. We're both using our
creative gifts.
God-given gifts with with being creative. We're using the skills that we have, and I think that makes us very happy. I'm finally deciding to do what I have to do, and you're gonna do your thing. You're doing your thing. You know what I mean? Photography. I'm doing my events. My husband started his business. You guys have Little Figs. Whoop whoop coming up. I'm gonna tag it. Little Figs. Little Figs out there. They're coming. And I feel like we're both in very good places. But there's only space for improvement. Like that's just what it is, Always growing. And my sister's my rock. Like that's, you have a little something you want to read for me?
I have quotings. Okay. So, this is just quotings, okay.
Stop language.
No, okay. This is just a quote, and I feel like it also describes just like our growth and whatever. But anyway, it says, every great friendship or sisterhood, because I feel like you can be sisters and not have the same parents at all.
Right.
Like literally not even live together, be raised by two completely different people, but you can see that person as your sister. Or you could be sisters and not even be friends. Like it's just about the friendship that you build with, your siblings and with your family and whatever. But it says every great friendship is made up of two really great forgivers. Lord. All right. There's been so many moments that we've had to apologize or been like, listen, I was wrong in this. I'm sorry for saying this or whatever. And I feel like every single time we've forgiven, it's created like a stronger bond.
Yeah.
Bond.
Yeah.
Bond.
Bond.
It's created a stronger
It's
bond.
like, it's literally like a rope. Like, I feel like every time we forgive, it's like a braid. It's just braided on.
Yes.
It just keeps braiding on. It just makes it
agree.
thicker, longer, stronger.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Luscious.
And then the Bible verse that goes with that is in Ephesians 4:32, and it says, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as Christ forgave you." I feel like it's such... Forgiving is like a kindness act and an act out of compassion because that person means a lot to you.
Right.
And, you know, Jesus forgave us, and I mean, God forgave us, gave us Jesus, you know, and he continues, like I continue to be forgiven every single day
Right.
by my Creator, and I feel like because of that, I feel loved.
Right.
So by forgiving somebody, it's just showing them love. It's
Right.
literally a love language. Like being able to forgive and move past things is just a love language.
And I think it's fantastic that we don't hold grudges.
No,
like, that's,
no.
I think that also really has helped us a lot. And not because that's just the way I'm made. That's just what I've grown into.
Yeah,
I don't
for
hold
sure.
a grudge. There's nothing and no one that has ever tried to hurt me or has
Yeah.
hurt me in the
For sure.
past or that will hurt me. I believe it. I declare it. That I will ever hold a grudge against.
Yeah.
Especially my sister, because, you know, it's my sister.
No.
And I feel like that's a really big thing, especially when it comes to a sisterhood. Because, ladies, let me tell you, women, mom, sister, grandma, titi, tia, nana, mama, whoever you are out there, that's your sister, your sister. Because we're talking about, like, that, your sister. Whether it's, like I said, like, it's your actual sister, but the girl you declare to be your sister.
Mm-hmm.
That is literally your best friend for life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's no way that I can ever judge you for what you've done, for what you haven't done, for what you're going to do. And there's no way that I can ever hold you accountable for any of those things.
Yeah.
And never say that or ask you, like, anything about it. Because it is what it is. It is in the past. I can just pray for you and love on you.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and I really hope and pray that some of those sisters out there that really need to call each other, talk about what has happened, and let it out. Cry. Crying is so good. Crying is so good. Crying is so good. Like, cry.
Our kids make us cry. We cry in the shower.
Like, we cry. You know, cry with your sister. Talk to your sister. Be real with your sister.
Yeah.
Like, this needs to happen. Like, I'm tired of hearing my friends in the past saying, or people saying, oh, I don't talk to my sister. Oh, that one? Ugh, I can't stand her. You know what she did? Girl.
It's so weird. I can't relate.
Like,
girl.
I can't relate to that.
I
cannot relate. Thank God I cannot relate. Because
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do and be like, oh, I can't stand my sister. That's just not in our vocabulary. And that only God can do that because you know how women are. You know how we are.
Lord, only God could do that.
Only
for
God
real.
can do that for, because, like, you know, and it sounds ugly. It sounds ugly. That, you know how women are. But you know what I mean? Like, you know how we can be. But
We can be petty.
we can be petty.
As people, as humans.
Yeah. But I just want to tell you, sister, I love you.
Oh, I love you.
Girl, you're my best friend.
Ride or
Why
die,
we
ride
Southern?
or die.
I love you. And I really, I really hope that this inspires some sisters to call each other, hang out, be real, be there for each other, cry together, laugh together, cook together, dance together,
Yeah.
go to church together, pray together, read together.
Yeah. It doesn't come overnight. You
It
don't have
doesn't.
to be like, I'm going to call my sister, we're going to cry, and then we're going to be best friends.
It
No,
takes
it takes
time.
like seeking that person and like loving that person and wanting to be present.
It
and
takes
being...
an effort. Takes the effort.
Yes.
Takes the effort.
Yes.
Even if it's from one person. And I know it sounds like, oh, that's hard. I do all the footwork. No.
No.
Even if you keep, eventually, they'll
If
be
you
like, you
want
know
it
what?
that
She's
bad-
making the effort.
Yes.
She wants to love on me. She wants to be there for me.
Yeah.
That's,
And sometimes
it's
it's
key.
only one of the people that has the wisdom or understanding.
honestly, God bless you guys. And thank you for watching. And more will come. And pray for She Will Rise. Pray for Little Figs. Pray for the Figueroa family. Pray for the Santana family. Pray for the Perez family. And we're here for you.
Yes.
She will rise. We got each other. You
Yeah.
know, God is within her. She will not fall. Thank you.
Cheers.
Had a lot of fun at Target.
I know there's things we really can't talk about.
Yeah. this is literally how we like communicate.
Like, for example, I was far one time at Dad's house, and you were in the kitchen, but you guys made something, or you had something for snacking.
Oh, snacking. She loving the snacking.
Yeah. And then she looks at me, and she's like,
She
and
says,
I had just got like a surgical procedure.
oh, yes. And she
I got
says,
I'm like,
that means yes.
so then I get up, and I usually, if I'm really excited about what it is, I'll like, all the way
And
over
then she
there.
comes and she goes, and I go,
And then
and
we eat it.
it.
Whatever it is, we eat it. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah! So, we have this little, is that a handshake? Like little
Y'all
promise thing?
promise.
So y'all promise with your pinky.
Y'all pinky.
Like my daughter makes her doctor promise. She's 2.5. Like, you promise? Pinky promise? No. We have our own promise. So,
Strong
you can
promise.
promise with your pinky, right? That's cool. You can promise with your middle finger. That's cool, but you tap that thumb. Like,
You
it's
gotta
a
tap that
promise,
thumb.
girl. Like,
Girl, this thing, nobody gonna rip this apart.
I'm about to... So you churning butter over there? Mopping the floor. Pinky middle thumb, y'all.
Pinky
Get with it. Bam.
She really looked around.
Just a
We're
little
gonna
bit. I think you did before.
You like that?
I liked
Okay.
it a little bit. Okay.
Clapping, clapping,
No, clapping 2 times.
Clapping, 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 sliding.
No, sliding twice. 2 arms.
I wanna do 2
Sliding,
things.
sliding. Because it's 2 of us.
Okay, ready?
Sliding.
Now you wanna clap or
You
no
said no
clap?
clapping.
Clapping.
Oh.
Clapping, 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 clapping. We did a good job.
Sister, sister.
Never knew how much time is your la la la.
Ooh, I'm out of 2 minutes, girl. I better make a record.